folks. My name is Christopher Hapgood Day, Jr. But all my friends call me Happy.
Happy is brought to you by Kraft. Kraft for good food and good food ideas.
Because I'm furious at your father is no reason to take it out on you. I'm sorry.
Poor Mom. Today is her wedding anniversary and Pop's forgotten it.
Charlie, not again.
Oh, Charlie, duly you're not. With a single deft touch, you transform a dreary place of business into a tropical paradise.
Chris told you to leave that planter outside.
Ah, yes, Chris, my favorite in-law. Now, he's a model husband and father, and he's a good provider. But just between us, artistically, strictly bush league.
Just between us, he's also the boss. And he gave you strict orders about rearranging the greenery.
He was pulling a little rank on me. Now, believe me, when Chris sees what that does for the lobby, he'll be the first to admit that he was wrong and I was right.
It wasn't your fault, Mr. Bolton.
Now, don't worry about a thing. I'll have your bags in the car right away.
Oh, no, please. That's all right. We'll take care of that. Here, I have your bill all made out for you. There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed your stay in Palm Springs, Mrs. Bolton. Just wonderful. The desert, the mountains. This is our second honeymoon, you know.
30 seconds more like it. I'll bring the car around front.
Thank you, dear. My, that's a lovely orchid. Tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, and in 32 years, John hasn't forgotten once. He always sends me an orchid, just like he did on our first date. That's beautiful. Sort of a symbol of a romance that isn't over. Mrs. Bolton, you're a very lucky woman, and don't I know it? Goodbye. Goodbye, Mrs. Bolton. Happy anniversary. He always wants to be right in the middle of what's going on.
Well, hi, you big fella. Huh? As soon as I clean up this mess, you and I will goof off and we'll play a little catch. Huh?
Love that Uncle Charlie.
Now, don't you worry. I'll get rid of the evidence before Chris gets back.
Chris?
Well, we wouldn't want the boss to get all steamed up.
I don't care if he does. It's serving right.
Huh?
You know, the Boltons have been married for 32 years, and Mr. Bolton still remembers. You know, he remembers every anniversary.
Now, wait.
And here we are, married 3 years, and Chris has already forgotten ours.
These women drivers.
Honey, don't be so upset. Only elephants never forget. Men are human, even Chris. Oh, give him a break. Let bygones be bygones.
Bygones, nothing. It's today.
Your anniversary is today?
He got up this morning and went downtown without so much as even a word. I even asked him what day it was, and he said it was Thursday.
Well, you can't say old Chris doesn't know what day it is. It's early. I bet he went downtown to buy you a present.
Uncle Charlie. Do you really think so?
I know him like a book. He wants to surprise you.
Sally!
In here, Chris.
Well, now, family gathering. Isn't that nice?
Chris, what do you have in your hand?
Oh, you might say it's a surprise.
Well, come on, darling. Let's see it.
All righty.
The perfect gift for the woman who has everything.
Now, who do you suppose is responsible for this? Did you say something, Uncle Charlie?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Chris, I'm in no mood for another one of your fights with Uncle Charlie.
Who's blaming Uncle Charlie?
Now, it's all right, Chris boy. I accept your apology. But next time, let's watch it, shall we?
Well, I guess that leaves Happy. Happy, I'm going to have to ground you from your scooter and confine you to quarters.
Now, just a minute. I will not stand here and see you pick on an innocent little child. You've no right to blame him for something that somebody else did.
Don't tell me you did it.
Of course not. It was one of the guests who checked out of the hotel. And I've got a lot of work to catch up on.
That's Uncle Charlie. A true friend, a loyal defender, and a big coward.
You know, Sally, one of these days I want to catch that uncle of yours where he can't wiggle out.
Oh, all this fuss over a broken planter. I should think that you'd have more important things to think about, particularly today.
Oh, I have. In fact, today is one of the most important days of the year for you and me. Do you know what day this is?
Oh, Chris.
Oh, silly. You didn't think I'd forget, did you? That's why I left early this morning, so I could get to the bank when it opened.
Bank?
Well, yes, today's the 15th, the day our note was due. I paid it off. Yes, we now own 10% of the Desert Palms Hotel. Free and clear. What do you say to that?
She's too much of a lady to say in front of children.
Our profits were up 20% this last quarter.
Oh, peachy.
In spite of a series of unforeseen deficits. Item 1, the weekend the hotel was practically empty because somebody forgot to turn off the no vacancy sign.
Oh, there you go again. Always blaming Uncle Charlie. You forget things, too. Important things, I might add.
Well, now, who's blaming good old dependable Uncle Charlie? Why, he does things around here nobody else can do. Like the time he fixed the heater in the pool all by himself and brought it to a rolling boil.
Chris, all you can think about is business. What about us?
What about us?
You used to be so thoughtful, romantic.
What do you mean used to be? I'm just as thoughtful and romantic as I ever was.
Oh, no, you're not. It's not the same at all. Why, in 3 short years, something's happened to our marriage.
And I couldn't have happened to a nicer couple.
Women, I'll never understand them. I come home with wonderful news and your mother clobbers me.
Help overhearing your conversation with Chris.
Obviously.
But you haven't a thing to worry about. You just leave this anniversary business to me. I'll fix it.
He'll bring that to a rolling boil, too.
Happy, let's find your daddy.
Oh, no, Uncle Charlie. Either he's going to remember this all by himself, or I don't want any part of it.
Now, Sally, you...
I mean it. Promise you won't so much as mention the word anniversary.
All right. If that's the way you want it, that's the way it's going to be. Come on, big fella. We got to get your old man off hook. And remember, the secret word is anniversary.
One of these days.
If I were you.
I know, Uncle Charlie. That's why I'm doing it.
Chris, why don't you plant some Sally's favorite flowers? Forget-her-nots.
Let's forget-me-nots.
Chris, I I was just wondering, where did you and Sally spend your honeymoon?
Uncle Charlie, you know where we spent our honeymoon. Right here.
Remind you of something?
Yeah, I was just remembering driving along the night we got married.
Mr. Day,
Yes, Mrs. Day?
I had a lovely time at your wedding.
It was nice. As a matter of fact, I might say it was the nicest wedding I ever had.
Say it.
It was the nicest, etc., etc., etc.
How many etceteras have you had?
Just one.
Then that accounts for not telling the bride where you plan to spend your wedding night.
I did, Palm Springs.
Yes, but where in Palm Springs?
Oh, there's any number of nice places to stay.
Chris, you mean to say you didn't make reservations?
I thought we'd take potluck.
Potluck? Oh, that's a nice way to talk on your wedding night.
Oh, honey, I'm still the same man you fell madly in love with. Gay, devil-may-care. Oh, we can sleep out on a nice, warm desert sand.
That's nice for a camping trip, but this is our honeymoon.
All right, honey. Anything to make you happy. Well, there's a place that looks nice. Let's try it.
But Chris, it says no vacancy.
Well, maybe they can put a cot up for us.
Yes?
Oh, excuse me. Are you the proprietor?
Honestly, this modern generation will give you degrees in nuclear physics and you can't even read a simple no vacancy sign.
You're the one I talked to on the phone, all right. Mrs. Mason, I'm Christopher Day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thought you were just another frantic tourist. Well, here we are. Number 7, exactly as you ordered it.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Mason, for all your trouble.
Oh, no trouble helping happy people. Make sure you keep it that way,
Well, we're all set. I talked the lady into giving us a place to stay. They've been using it as a storeroom, but she said it was nice and airy. Wait a minute. I have to carry you across the threshold. After all, you are a bride.
I feel more like a sack of whatever they keep in the storeroom.
Forget the look on her face when she saw that room.
Now, that was exactly 3 years ago today, right?
Luckiest day of my life. You know, it was sheer luck, Uncle Charlie, that I had a reservation here in the first place.
I know.
And that Mrs. Mason was looking for somebody to run the place.
I know.
And that we were allowed to buy in gradually for 10%.
All right. So all your good luck started the day you got married. Now, will you try to remember what day that was?
I told you exactly 3 years ago today. Today's my anniversary.
No kidding. Your anniversary? Gee, you were lucky to think of it.
Oh, boy, I'm really in trouble. And Sally's already thought of it. That's why she gave me a bad time. What am I going to do?
Oh, that's simple. Do what any normal American husband would do.
Panic.
A little white lie. You pretend that you knew about it all along, but you were keeping it back for the big surprise.
Yeah, that'd work. But we're keeping what? You know, it's got to be something romantic. You know how Sally is.
Chris, you take her away somewhere for the weekend. Second honeymoon, you know.
Good idea. Hey, wait a minute. Number 7's vacant, isn't it?
Yeah, the Boltons checked out this morning. It's the only vacancy we've got.
Oh, she'll really be surprised. Instead of us having a second honeymoon, we're going to have our first all over again.
Hey!
Good old number 7. Lucky number for the luckiest day of my life. Now, I'm depending on you, Uncle Charlie. Have you written everything down?
Well, of course I have. Here you are. 2 dozen yellow roses, 2 dozen white, bowl of floating gardenias, a wedding cake, 3 tiers with the bride and groom on top.
Check. And I want everything to be the same way as it was 3 years ago.
Well, that lets me out.
Draw your diagram and show you how everything goes.
We do have one vacancy, Mr. Williams. Number 7. Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams.
10 gallons. Never mind the windshield. I'm in a hurry. Oh, I'm sorry.
My, you must have been driving all night.
I had a business appointment in Los Angeles. I just couldn't go any farther. Never drive when you're sleepy. The nap you take may be your own. That didn't sound right, did it?
So the thought is there.
Now, the wedding cake goes here. Have you got everything straight?
Now, Chris, boy, will you relax? You're in the hands of an expert. Now, one question. How soon are you going to get Sally out of here?
Right now. You know how she's been after me for bedroom wallpaper? Well, I'm going to take her to town and let her pick it out. You know how long it takes a woman to make up her mind.
Ah, yes, and then the bite to eat and the slow drive back in the moonlight with Sally getting madder and madder every minute, and then suddenly, wham, all this.
Right. Let's go.
Float in the Rose Bowl parade.
White roses go on the table. White roses on the table. Here we are. Yellow roses, Sally. They go by the bed. The yellow roses by the bed. Yellow roses. So artistic, isn't it? Well, this is number 7. Hey! Hey, who are you? Come on, wake up. You gotta get out of here.
10 gallons, please. Never mind the windshield, because I'm in a hurry.
Honey, can you get me the sheriff's office? Yeah, on the double, please. This is an emergency.
Well, we had a pretty nice day today. Picked out the wallpaper, had a nice dinner in town.
Oh, don't worry. I won't forget this day in a hurry.
Hiya, Sam. What'd I do?
Stay out of number 7.
What?
Charlie said stay out of number 7. Sure, he's a character. Talked the sheriff into putting it on our radio.
Oh, I should have known he'd mess it up.
Chris, come on. What's the matter?
I'll be right there, darling. Look, Sam, why don't you give me a ticket so it'll make it look good?
Oh, I was going to anyway. That left taillight's out. You get it fixed right away. That's the law, you know.
We had a vacancy. We could move that guy out of number 7. But you know that we can't put a guest in the street, can we? Huh? But your daddy's going to be plenty sore anyway. Oh, Happy, that's the story of my life. Anything goes wrong, who's to blame? Good old, warm-hearted, defenseless Uncle Charlie. But why? Why should I be blamed? I don't know why. I could... Now, wait a minute. Strategy. A little planning. Now, use your head, Charlie Dooley, and you'll think of something.
Now watch closely, folks. First, first, he paces. Now he gets discouraged, throws himself on the bed. Now, the big idea.
I've got an idea. No, that'll make things worse.
That's the kind he usually gets. There's a perfectly simple solution, but he'll never think of it, so I better help him.
Hey, Hap, go easy, will you? Mrs. Mason gave me this personally. I'm in enough trouble without her finding it busted when she gets back from L.A. Wait a minute. There is a vacancy. Clara Mason's private suite. Happy you saved my life.
Aw, it was nothing.
Come on, fella. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. We gotta get out of here. Come on. Credit card's in my wallet.
Something, Chris?
Oh, Sam, you didn't stop me just to ask me that.
Oh, I got a bulletin for you. Number 7's okay. Charlie says everything's fixed.
Say that again?
Charlie says number 7's okay.
You really mean it?
Just came in on the radio.
For heaven's sakes, Chris, what's the matter now?
Nothing, dear. Nothing in the world. Everything is perfect.
Chris, how many traffic citations you had this year?
1. You just gave it to me.
Oh, good. They let you have 3 before they revoke your license.
What's this one for?
You didn't get that taillight fixed.
Sleeping in my bed, and it's not Goldilocks. All right, come on. On your feet. Come on. Come on. What's the meaning of this, young lady? Flattery will get you anywhere except in my room. Oh, this is my room. It's number 7. Oh, number 7. Oh, come on. Come on, I'll take you to number 7. Come on.
door. Afraid you'll get a ticket?
Nag. And on our anniversary, too.
Oh, Chris. She remembers.
And when she's not nagging me, she's doubting me.
Oh, darling.
Wait a minute. I'm going to have to carry you across the threshold.
From here?
Close your eyes.
like babies, and I can't get wink one.
Happy is brought to you each week by Kraft. For tonight's recipes free, write Kraft, Box 1718, Chicago 77, Illinois.